as I confront the uncomfortable choices our politicians and leaders are being forced to make during this emergency. A Cure at What Cost? On Sunday night at 8 on BBC Radio 4.
How do newspaper interviewers get their subjects to say things they maybe shouldn't? The media show is after the news. BBC News at 4 o'clock. The biggest study of COVID-19 patients in the UK shows a third admitted to hospital have died. Just under half have been discharged, with the rest still being treated. Nearly 17,000 patients from 166 hospitals were part of the study carried out at the University of Liverpool. It found that people who were obese or older were most vulnerable. The Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said the government is facing what he described as a challenge managing coronavirus in care homes. Speaking at Prime Minister's questions, he said there could be no sugarcoating the issue. The Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer said Britain was probably on track to have one of the worst death rates in Europe. Sir David Bean is the chairman of one of the UK's biggest care providers, HC1, which has homes across England, Scotland and Wales. He set out the situation there.
Our transfers of residents to hospitals is down. Our death rate overall is up. In April 2019, we experienced 20 deaths per day. In the first 2 weeks of April 20, it's been 60 to 70 deaths per day, and that's been a mixture of COVID and non-COVID deaths.
The International Labour Organization has warned that about half of all workers worldwide are in danger of having their livelihoods destroyed because of the pandemic. The ILO says that those with informal work arrangements are most in danger. Guy Ryder is its Director General.
For 1.6 billion workers, their livelihood has been massively impacted by what is going on. And these are people who earn very little on a good day, and their incomes are going down by an average of 60% in the first month of the pandemic effect. These are people in desperate straits and they need our help.
The Education Secretary Gavin Williamson says no date has been set for schools in England to reopen, but when they do so, not all pupils would return at once. He said he would give schools as much notice as possible. He also gave details of help for vulnerable pupils. Here's our education correspondent, Frankie McCamley.
There is going to be this phased return to school. No more detail whether it would be primary schools going back first or whether it be secondary schools. No date as to when this is going to happen. We're expecting around 200,000 laptops to start being delivered to vulnerable children, and these will start coming from next week.
Boris Johnson has thanked the NHS